Okay, it is almost the halfway mark of the World Cup, and at the halfway mark, we certainly cannot tell you which are the 4 teams that will make it, which won't, because there's a bit of a dogfight. Many will say India definitely will make
3
it.
at least, I think you will have to say that 3 teams at least they look that they will make it, the top 3.
Yeah, but the thing with it, let's say for example, there are still people who can doubt it. I'll tell you, like look at New Zealand, right? They have, out of the 4 games that are remaining, 3 are very, very tough for New Zealand. So there could be a situation where they can lose also. I'm not saying they will. Looking at the form that they are in, I doubt that New Zealand is going to lose. From South Africa,
Australia, then Pakistan, Sri Lanka.
Because
they can lose 4 also.
They have beaten 3. Their first game against England, they managed to beat a good team, at least to start with. But thereafter, they had beaten 2 qualifiers. That one was Sri Lanka and one was Netherlands.
No.
They have beaten
Bangladesh, Afghanistan and Netherlands. 3 teams. So they still have to play Sri Lanka, and then thereafter all top teams. Top teams as in top 6.
Next 3.
Which is, I'm saying there is doubt. Though looking at the way New Zealand is playing, I doubt that they are not going to win 2-3 of the next game. They could even win 4. You would not be surprised. So I agree that New Zealand looking like that. South Africa today will also be looking like that. So for the 4th position, there will be a dogfight. Though, if you ask me, I think it will be the top 4 the way they are.
As things stand?
As things stand. Which is what I had said about 1 week ago also when we had done. India, New Zealand, South Africa, Australia. So, but okay, there will be a bit of, disagreement. Somebody else might go with Pakistan, somebody can go with England also, you never know. But the point of our dugout today is to talk about Team Pakistan, where they are, how they reach there, can they qualify for the semi-final, what has gone wrong with them. In the words of Wasim Akram, which you already know, he said it in Punjabi, where he said as another faces, basically if you look at some of their faces, he said also, I don't want to take names, but if you look at their faces, looks like they eat 8 kilo mutton and nalli nihari, that's all they, kadai, they eat, that's all they eat, which by the way can be the truth also, since Pakistan has been doing a lot of that since they've arrived in India. They said they need proteins and fats and everything.
Imam Ulaq though feels that he's not getting enough protein. He said it recently.
They have been having biryani every day. What more protein?
Apparently it's also to do with diet, because he feels that the 6th sitting isn't happening because there isn't enough protein.
But they have been served everything that they want.
They stay in 5-star hotels. Do you really think that they won't be getting what they ask for? And it is not about diet. I agree, fitness is somewhat related to diet, but going by what has happened, especially in Pakistan, you've had players who perhaps were not too conscious about their diet, but they were still they were amongst the best players. Inzamam Ulaq, Imam's uncle.
Yes.
And their chief selector.
Yeah.
No, so what do they mean they're not getting enough protein? The protein you get, animal protein.
Just Imam said that.
But you get animal protein, you get plant protein, you get dairy protein. All of that though will be available. Na? The only thing that they may not be getting is beef in India. But which also, by the way, in 5-star hotels you get. Because they import. So the ban in India is not on eating beef, the ban is on slaughter, cow slaughter. But a lot of 5-star hotel, and it's legal, where you have a license where you import beef from outside, so long as you're serving to your customer. So just before people hell breaks loose on internet, I just want to point out there's no ban in India on beef eating. There is ban on cow slaughter. So so even if they want beef, by the way, in the 5-star hotels that they are staying, they can order, they'll get imported from Middle East or wherever it comes from. So all things are available, but them not doing well has a lot of reason. Maybe we'll dwell into it, but first I want to know from everyone, are they making it through the semis? Let's take a look at Pakistan's remaining games, then we'll have a bit of an idea that who they are playing. They have an easier rest of the run compared to New Zealand, just as because we had seen New Zealand. So they're playing South Africa, they're playing Bangladesh, they're playing New Zealand, they're playing England. What does everyone think?
No, they are not making it.
Why? Explain looking at that. South Africa
in Chennai,
they can win. If it's a tricky pitch, sticky pitch,
you
270 type pitch,
you give a rank turner, the Pakistan spinners are not going to turn the ball or be effective. That's how woeful they are.
which
Now,
is true.
so, if you get a flat wicket like how South Africa have done in Mumbai, another 350, 370 might happen. And Pakistan's bowling, let us be aware of the fact that only Shaheen is impressing. Haris Rauf has absolutely been woeful ever since the India game. You got a Haris Rauf problem, you got a spinner problem. I don't see them winning against South Africa in Chennai.
Bangladesh.
They can in Kolkata. I think the pitch there will be
Seaming.
much more conducive to pace bowling.
So that's their third win, assuming.
Yeah, third win. New Zealand they are facing in Bangalore. You saw what happened.
Ooh. 380.
So that'll be the second game here because they already played Australia.
Yep.
That I agree. If you're playing New Zealand in Bangalore, New Zealand can get you 380 also. On that ground, they have the batting lineup. And Pakistan, no matter how they bat, are never going to get you 380. That's not the kind of batting.
Pakistan will have to do what you were saying for Afghanistan, what Afghanistan did against India in Delhi. Knowing their strengths, they know that they couldn't have posted a total or chased down a total which anyway would have been intimidating, so they decided to bat first. Pakistan will have to walk in with a mentality like that, knowing that they don't have the gumption to put up a total that big. Rather, just go.
No, but won't work with New Zealand. You're saying, let's say Pakistan bat first and think of getting 310. Hypothetically.
Yeah.
And you think that we'll somehow stop New Zealand? I think it'll be tough to stop New Zealand.
But I don't see them going ahead and chasing in excess of 350.
So simply you're saying they can't win that game.
Yeah. And Pakistan, England is in Kolkata.
And you never know, by that time, by the time they play England, maybe England would be playing, they don't have anything to lose.
Ah,
And
they're
that
done.
and that can be a very, very dangerous team if you have nothing to lose, because you also would want to go on a high. And never know, maybe even Pakistan by that time the tournament would have been over for them if they actually lose against South Africa. With South Africa, the one thing that we've noticed in this tournament so far is that all these matches that they've won, including this one, hopefully they will win against Bangladesh, they've batted first. What if they bat second? We saw that against Netherlands. They lost that game where they were chasing 243 in Dharamshala. So it's not that Pakistan cannot beat these sides, South Africa, Bangladesh, New Zealand, England, but do they actually have the team that can win 4 back-to-back games? This Pakistan team that we are talking about.
Because, okay, let's look at Pakistan, South Africa for instance. Okay, whatever wins that Pakistan have had against South Africa, be it ICC wins, all have come while South Africa have chased. Pakistan have defended totals against South Africa successfully, but that Pakistan bowling lineup, even if you look at it until 2019 or 22,
It's not worth comparing past records,
Yeah,
because that
yeah.
Pakistan team was very
Exactly.
different. This Pakistan team is.
you got 30 overs where runs are muft. That is how this Pakistan
This is a
bowling
Pakistani
lineup.
ad? No, Indian.
No. It's a film. It was this Avara Pagal Divana. एक हीरे के साथ 2 हीरे. Akshay Kumar says muft.
I remember this. It was an ad also. Sir.
I don't know what
So
that.
he copied it from some ad.
Yeah, maybe.
That
yes.
line.
So when Yeda Anna Sunil Shetty is hung up, he's like saying, "Aapke liye 2 हीरे, muft." In that sense. So for Pakistan, 30 overs are muft. Because Shadab is lacking penetration. Usama Mir, you won't play him unless Nawaz is.
He's just started to play now.
And Usama Mir, I think, has to be the slowest fielder in the entire world.
Yep.
In world cricket, he has to be the slowest fielder. I know people can throw a few names here and there, but
Yeah, I was just thinking of
I know, but I think he has to be the slowest fielder in the entire cricket world. Usama Mir, and their bowling lineup, to be fair, Babar Azam himself, he said a couple of days before the tournament started, that our strength is our bowling. But unfortunately, they've got a T20 bowling lineup.
Yes.
These bowlers, they cannot survive in a 50 over game, be it Haris Rauf. Actually, I'm surprised with Haris Rauf, because the length also he's bowling. Because I was listening to Wasim Akram, he said, have you seen him picking a wicket where he's bowled full or maybe good length. Because what he is trying to do is he's bowling T20 lengths.
Yeah.
And the Indian players, if you see, including Mohammad Siraj in the IPL, what they showed that you can actually get wickets. Mohammad Shami, all these bowlers, fast bowlers, they've picked wickets with test match lengths.
Yeah.
And Haris Rauf, unfortunately, most of their careers they played T20 cricket. And they, for them in a tournament like this, they found it really difficult. And I'm sorry to say, but Babar Azam also lacks
Proactivity.
Yeah, he is not a proactive captain. At times it seems that he is waiting for things to happen rather than wanting to make things happen. So they're Imamullah, they're there. They're just there amongst all these teams, top 6 teams in the world. If you see the points table can actually show you England right at the bottom. But where would you consider? You have India, you have England, South Africa, you've got Australia, New Zealand and Pakistan. These are the top 6 ranked teams in the world, or 6 as in top 6 teams in the world.
Or the 6 teams according to you that play.
Yeah, exactly.
You said earlier also.
Yeah, 6 teams who play cricket.
Yeah.
So, where would you rank this Pakistan team?
I had not picked them in top 4. You guys had all picked Pakistan.
I did.
You had also picked
Bangladesh also.
No, but that was just before the World Cup. I'm saying before Asia Cup. Everyone.
I thought that there was a toss-up for that 4th position between Pakistan and
Pakistan.
But
toss-up I thought was between New Zealand and South Africa at that time.
I didn't know that they'll be so bad.
They are just as
They're
India
actually bad.
India, just as India is kind of behind the curve in T20, na? That's why they're behind the curve in bowling, batting, whatever. Bowling, as I said, those spinners, quite players have said that won't even make Ranji teams, Shadab and such, right? And you're playing a spin-friendly track, no chance. So 20. Haris Rao, by the way, and I heard Ramiz Raja a few days ago where he said pace, to pace hai, pace, yaar, you can, if you bowl with pace. This is the mentality Pakistan used to have earlier, and actually you could scare a lot of team with genuine pace.
Yeah,
and especially smaller teams, so you could definitely scare. Not anymore, because they all play against those throwdowns or bowling machines, and they play franchise cricket.
Exactly.
They play 150, so if you're thinking today I will scare them with 150, which Haris Rauf tends to do, no variation, nothing. You got to see, as I said, you need to look at other fast bowlers. Now, Bumrah is also quick but has so many variations. Shaheen Shah Afridi also works on a slower ball, will work at different lengths, because he knows that I have to have something extra apart from pace to pick wicket. Haris Rauf is caught up in that old school Pakistan thing, which is endorsed by people like Ramiz Raja, where say, oh, tez dalo ji, pace is pace, yaar. You bowl quick and you dara do. Shoaib Akhtar will say, attitude, जज्बात दिखाओ, चलो तो लोग डर जाए.
गिट्टियां खोल लो.
जो भी है, you have to have something more, na? Pace is not going to scare you.
And also, the makeup of this team, how these players have performed in the last couple of years. They've got numbers against their name, but all those runs, wickets have come against. We all know.
D teams.
We all know. No, even today, even till that last game that they played, they've been making excuses as if that Pakistan was actually the team to beat in this tournament. No, Mickey Arthur, a foreign coach, a foreign online coach that they have is saying that dil Pakistan.
But to be fair, he didn't say that they lost ki dil Pakistan ki wajah se nahi yaar.
No.
The excuses, I agree.
But these are things. Now,
No, like excuses, like I remember when I was in Asia Cup, excuses like, they thought they are like the best because they had reached number 1. Well, I'm telling you the attitude. And the social media and the journalists, everyone which I mentioned, they were like, Pakistan, like India dar gaya hai Pakistan se, they don't want to play, and then the one game. I'm saying this kind of narrative that was said, that you are like superior, and excuses, you're right. One excuse which I pointed out yesterday, you're saying, oh, why are we playing
Chennai.
India in Afghanistan?
Exactly.
Why are we playing Chennai in Afghanistan in Chennai?
I can understand people on social media have been saying, हमारे खिलाफ साजिश हुई है, पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ साजिश हुई है. They didn't want to play the Afghanistan in Chennai. Now you tell me one thing. This request was made by the PCB, right? That they don't want to play Afghanistan in Chennai.
Chennai.
Why?
because it's a spin-friendly track. So Afghanistan will
you
get there.
consider yourself, if you actually
Agree.
consider yourself a top
Agree.
team that can win a World Cup, and you are basically telling people that we are afraid of Afghanistan on a Chennai wicket.
Agree.
That tells you that your confidence level, that you were afraid that you will be exposed. What you've been hiding for the last couple of years, playing against those B, C teams, will be exposed. And what is Babar Azam doing? Spinners, yeah, Shadab and Nawaz. Okay, in India, every IPL team has a leg spinner. You know, UZ Chahal is not part of the squad. Imagine, and he could have featured in perhaps Pakistan, or not, at least in the, you know, you
This
have got
team, yeah.
better spinners. UZ Chahal, Rahul Chahar.
Bishnoi.
Amit Mishra would have made it to this Pakistani team.
Oh, who's a good spinner.
No, he's a very good spinner. He's not a good spinner.
Piyush Chawla.
I'm saying at this age.
Piyush Chawla at
Piyush
this age.
Chawla. at
Suyash
this-
Sharma also.
Exactly. And look at this. Although the spinners,
Ritik
that,
Shaukin.
you never know. Although the spinners that we are talking about, most of them are Suyash, for example, you took his name. So he's also T20. So far, he's also T20 specialist. But most of these bowlers that we are talking, Amit Mishra, and look at the current lot in Pakistan. You know, and all these things that people have been talking about, that you know, nepotism in Pakistan, because this is a closed group and they don't want to get anybody from outside on the basis of form, talent, nothing. They've not built a team.
Correct.
Yeah.
Two things that I want to say. One, of course, you guys mentioned about Wasim Akram being critical about Haris Rauf particularly his bowling. Mentioned about how, just want to add to what Rahul had said, how he's not bowling back of length. He's just bowling in the same slot. What he needs to do is pull his length back a bit at times if you're playing ODI cricket. That's point number one. Second, but that's where I disagree with Rahul a little bit. You look at, I think this is lack of execution on Pakistan parts and not the fact that, you know, these are T20 players. You look at Afghanistan, I think they play T20 cricket more than Pakistan do, but look, they're executing things here much better than Pakistan. So I don't think the problem here is T20 cricket.
No, I'll tell you why I said this. Why I think, for example, Shadab Khan. Why I think that what he's doing in ODI cricket, he is more suitable to T20 cricket. He gets wickets in T20
Right.
cricket.
Yes.
Why, and why is he not getting wickets in ODI cricket? Do you have a reason? So why I said this? Because see, in T20 cricket, you get wickets. Why? Because bowlers will go after you.
Yeah.
Okay, bowlers will go after you. And while doing so, they at times throw their wickets away. Now in ODI cricket, Shadab lacks control. So every over, he'll give you one bad ball.
Yeah.
Rest of the over, people can just milk him around. They just
Absolutely.
rotate strike. So eventually what happens is, they don't have to take too many risks.
Risks.
He will give you one bad ball in the over, in
Simple
which
as
you
that.
can get a boundary. So in ODI cricket, you have to be smart. You have to be some, you know, you have to have some variety, control. Leg spin is a very difficult art. So Shadab, that's why I always feel that he is a T20 specialist. When you ask him to bowl 10 overs, and every over he will give you a bad ball. You will score a boundary. Rest of the 5 deliveries, even if you get 4 runs, 3 runs, eventually you'll settle with say
7 odd
10
runs, 8
overs,
runs.
65 runs for no wicket for Shadab. So that's what.
On the subject of Shadab, then why does he make the team? And this is a valid
And
question.
vice captain also.
And vice captain, the valid question. Because see, if it was an Indian team where journalists were asked questions, if it was an Indian team and the same thing had happened, we had asked. Quite often we've heard of this favoritism in Pakistan cricket, right? That it happens, whether it is at Karachi
Lahore.
versus Lahore fight, whatever. But there is a point, more than the Karachi Lahore. Now, is what I hear from Pakistan media is that Babar Azam's manager also manages Shadab. He also manages Shaheen Shah Afridi.
yeah.
He also manages
Yes.
Rizwan. So if remember, this happened in Indian cricket and there were questions raised about conflict of interest. If I'm not mistaken, Riti Sport had to write a letter and give an explanation of who they manage. So those questions should be looked at in
Even
Pakistan
Virat
cricket as
Kohli,
well.
with Cornerstone, he had to offload his shares and stakes from Cornerstone.
Yeah, because he was captain, and if there are other players being managed by Cornerstone, then it could
In
be
India, I know,
construed as.
I'm not a huge fan of this conflict of interest because I think it's not always that it has benefited. There have been times when some genuine talent may miss out. In India, is it possible that chief selector is his nephew is part of the Indian team and perhaps is in line to become the next captain?
No, it happened in India. Again, I'm not raising fingers. Roger Binney was.
But then what happened? Roger Binney had to.
He excused himself from a
Exactly.
meeting.
Yes.
From a meeting.
Yeah.
But there were a few meetings where he was part, and I think sure. Well, I'm not. By the way, Roger Binney is one of the nicest guys, and I'm not even saying that he's responsible.
but
it's just that as soon as it happens,
But Nikhil, that
Fingers are
happened before these Lodha Commission
Sure.
adopted
sure.
by the.
But I'm saying I agree.
report
But
was
let's say
adopted.
in PCB, so they don't have any of these commissions now. There is none. But it is still the point, and I would like Pakistan media, just as they raise questions about behavior in India and things that were done wrong to them, they should also raise this question of Pakistan proprietary of conflict of interest. That how can the captain? Again, I'm not saying that this is a show shot thing that we are saying that there is favoritism. Not saying that. We have no evidence to even prove that. But I'm saying as soon as you leave yourself open or you do something, then you leave yourself open to criticism. It will happen. Without anything, you cannot be the captain. Then even if, okay, I agree that Hamni will say that Rizwan should not be part of the team or Shahinshah Afridi should not be a part of the team. But maybe they go through a bad phase, then question will be raised. Shadab is a case in point.
But have you seen other players in Pakistan? You don't give them an opportunity to prove their talent. That's the problem that Pakistan is perhaps suffering with. And Babar Azam, Rizwan, I'll be surprised if Babar Azam is retained as the captain of Pakistan after this World Cup, because we talk about Virat Kohli, the greatest of this generation. He had to give up his captaincy. Why? Because of failures to win tournaments. He was winning a lot of bilateral series here and there, but there was a time when people decided that captaincy has to be now handed over to somebody else. Now Babar Azam, I understand he played the final last time, the T20 World Cup final, but besides that, he finished in a 6 team. India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Bangladesh and Nepal. In a 6-team competition, they finished 4th.
True.
In the Asia Cup. Last time also they lost the Asia Cup. Before that, the World Cup. So Babar Azam also, and if you say that no, he's made it to the final in the last World Cup. Virat Kohli also, under his captaincy, also India made it to the final of the Champions Trophy.
The WTC.
So heads will roll, hopefully. But then I think because the problem is with the system, what you were saying. Now your chief selector is the uncle of one of your openers, who is also in line to become the next captain.
No, but how can he be captain? There should be question marks on
his
him.
place
in line, whether he becomes the captain or
there
not.
are
He's played so many games. How many has he won?
That's
he
what-
gets his 60,
Right
70.
now-
I'm
right
not a
now
fan of Imamullah.
Right now, he's facing questions of whether he should be in the 11 or not.
Absolutely. No, he'll also have to answer. But you're an opener, and I know that not every game you can be successful. He gets his runs, decent runs, but you have to look at match-winning innings.
Exactly.
How many innings out of if 10 matches you play, you have to have 2-3 match-winning innings, na? That help you
Rohit
win a
Sharma
match.
got out for 48 in the last. Every match that Rohit Sharma has played and has got runs, those are match-winning knocks.
Impact.
Half of your match, at least 25 to 30%, even if Rohit Sharma is getting you 40 odd runs, at least 30 to 40% match is over by then.
You're right.
At least he said. And Imamul Haq, even while chasing that, when they were chasing 360 odd runs against South Africa, He was playing run a ball.
Australia, you mean?
Australia, yeah, I said South Africa.
Yeah.
Australia. So, run a ball and look at the way he was fielding yesterday. Ground fielding is being pathetic. That's the reason why Wasim Akram said what he did.
But that's nothing new with Pakistan. Ground fielding, poor catching. It's been there.
They said ever since
Creation. Pakistan have been bad when it comes to fielding. I can't think of any Pakistan gun fielder in these last couple of decades. I mean, Shadab, I think, primarily makes it into the team because he's a good fielder.
Malik was okay.
Shoaib Malik
was a good fielder. Yeah.
He was a decent fielder.
Yeah, he was.
He was.
Maybe you may say in the 90s, Salim Malik was a safe fielder.
Yeah.
Nah, they've been safe,
but not outstanding fielders.
Miyadad was also a decent fielder.
Ijaz Ahmed was good. Ijaz Ahmed, but apart from they were all decent. Which fielder leaves an impression in your mind? For India, Yuvraj Singh. In South Africa, it was John T. Rhodes and all the others.
I think I agree with that. You look at the history of Pakistan cricket, there's been no player that's revolutionized fielding, let's say. In India, you've had those players every 5 years, let's say. But you had a Raina, you had a UV, you had a Jadeja. Now you're looking at Shreyas, you're looking at Surya.
But the situation that they find themselves in, the Pakistanis, the situation that they find themselves in is not just because of their poor fielding, which because you've yourself said that Pakistan has never been a great fielding side. But at least batting, bowling, and
that is also stuck in the 90s. Look at this one damning statistic that came from the Afghanistan game.
Over
1,168 balls. In 2023, they hit a 6 in the batting power play.
Never.
And look at how England, Australia, South Africa are all redefining the game.
India
also. Look at
Rohit Sharma. India's number one team in the World Cup.
Of course, Rohit Sharma has potentially hit more sixes in a calendar year than the entire Pakistan team.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could be right, yeah.
I mean, he's at 50 plus. I'm struggling to think which Pakistan batter has hit even 10 plus sixes in the entire calendar year.
Chachu mein, yeah.
He
hit a couple the other
against
day.
Nepal. Yeah. Take away the Nepal game where he had 5-6 sixes.
Where he got to his maiden 100.
Yeah. I mean, lack of six hitting and 90s style batting.
They lack intent. Pakistanis as a team, they lack intent, and it has to come from the captain. Unfortunately, their captain himself is more worried about his runs.
Yes.
Yeah, towards the end, you never know. Maybe he will score a few runs towards. But by then, maybe their tournament would have been over.
Yep.
So and also in Asia Cup and during this World Cup also, what has happened between India and Pakistan has not helped matters. On social media also, and also through the boards.
Yes.
Primarily Pakistan Cricket Board. For everything that happens wrong with their team or their players, they have to blame India.
Yeah.
So and everybody has been saying the situation, the relations between the two teams or the boards should be better. Because we are not in a position where we can comment on the political relations, because we don't have that authority. So at least, but they have ruined them. Pakistan Cricket Board systematically through some influencers or through whatever means that they have ruined the relations. Zaka Ashraf in Pakistan is saying that this is a Dushman mulk.
Yeah.
And he comes here, says, what hospitality? And PCB issues a statement that we've been invited, the BCCI has invited chairman of the PCB for a dinner and all these things, and he comes here. And then, so I don't think, and they have ruined the relation which could have been better. And their team is stuck at, if you drop your vice captain, which they did in the last game, last to last game rather, Pakistan, they dropped their vice captain, a senior player, there will be friction. Whatever said and done, PCB, if they have issued a statement today, if they have issued a statement, what was the need?
Yeah.
It is true what is happening inside. Yeah.
That is nothing new with that. The one other thing with Pakistan also, if you see, which is done, I mean, apart from the players that they came, the kind of management that keeps changing in PCB.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what, I think they did decently well under Saqlain Mushtaq. There was no need to keep changing. Every chairman comes, changes that. And I think personally, Pakistan needs Pakistani coach because then they play the Pakistani way. Don't try and take Pakistan and get them to play the Australian way or the South African way. If you tell them to do that, you'll neither be here nor be there. Have a Pakistani, get them to play. Like I think when they were under Saqlain was doing far better. The team was gelling well. There was camaraderie. They were doing well in terms of the results as well. You thanked him after, Asia Cup final they played, then T20 World Cup final they played and had decent results under, but you thanked him. I think that works, that Pakistan culture needs to be brought back. And I think Pakistani players, ex-players can bring that, not so much foreign.
I mean, it regressed also. To counter that, it regressed under Misbah-ul Haq also. When he became the coach, that time also it regressed. But yeah, I mean, the regrouping of Pakistan from the depths of the spot fixing scandal that tarnished them at Lords. I mean, there were two people primarily responsible for getting Pakistan out of the mire. One was Misbah himself as the captain, but the coach also. And I don't recollect the coach's name. In that 2011-13 period, he also acted in films. And he was a good opening bat for Pakistan. 90s.
No, which coach are you talking about?
2010 to he had an interim period. Coach, what's his name? Pakistan.
No, Intikhab Alam was the coach. No, in 2011. Who was the coach?
No, he when Pakistan hosted England in UAE at that time.
2011 World Cup you're talking about?
No, after 2011. Who was the? He acted in a couple of Bollywood films also. Was an opening bat. Mohsin Khan.
Was he the coach?
He was for a short term period.
No.
Yeah, 2012 period.
Are you sure he was the coach?
I also
He was there. Mohsin Khan in 2012 when Pakistan whitewashed England 3-0. Wasn't he the interim coach for a particular period? Temporary.
Mohsin Khan was the coach.
We checked.
So he was there. Mohsin Khan, I think, was the coach in 2012 when England were whitewashed 3-0 in UAE. At that time, they were the number one side. So, Misbah played a big role in that resurgence of Pakistan. But then, as coach, as selector, yet again, I don't know what is it with the PCB. It's like a poisoned chalice.
Babar Azam is running Pakistan cricket at the moment.
But that's okay, our captains can. But then their heads also need to roll. The buck stops with him.
Yeah.
Run it. If you succeed, you will get all the.
He gets everything that he wants.
Then despite that, if he's not done well, then you're right. Thank you very much. His head has to roll.
Right now, I'm just thinking, what's their succession plan if they are to move on from Babar?
Sarfraz can be bought back.
But Sarfraz,
they did that
you will
recently.
get him back, but where will you play him? Because you already see Rizwan.
You could have had both playing here.
Yeah.
Both wicket keepers playing.
But then
New Zealand sometimes plays multiple wicket keeper back.
No, Rizwan can be your captain.
Yeah.
But somewhere down the line, I think.
But he's not even your vice captain right now. Who? Rizwan.
No, but then that's what the
Changes will happen.
If you look at the PSL structure, Shaheen is a very successful captain.
I will not have a bowler, especially a fast.
Too many super chats. Let's quickly go through. Prithvi Patnaik. Baman says, it's been 5 games for Iyer. To be honest, he's not looking comfortable out there while batting. Mostly he's playing, getting out of jail shots. There is impatience in his batting. He has to perform, or Ishan or Sky are waiting. Well, I tell you what, you and Mr. Gavaskar are on the same page. So Gavaskar pointed out that he's getting a lot of chances. He needs to come good, play a big total, and I'm sure he must be feeling the pressure. Right now, I think the pressure is less because India is doing well.
Yeah.
When India does well, there's rarely any pressure on anyone, and you'll continue with this team till such time you have 1 or 2 jolts, or till such time you have a straight semi-final jolt. Then there is no.
That's the thing. Right now, the way things are poised, you're only looking at one jolt and things could be over.
Yeah.
I mean, look at it. South Africa won while batting first. India won all games while chasing.
Yeah, that's true.
So there should be a game between India and Australia where South Africa are batting first and India are chasing.
Let's happen in
other way. India should bat first.
India should bat first. South Africa should.
Number 5. Let's see what
South Africa chasing.
No, I'm saying both of them would play to this strength.
No, I want to reverse it.
Number 5. Let's see what happens on King Kohli's birthday. India, South Africa.
November 2 also we're playing, right?
Sri Lanka at Wankhede.
Okay, Baman is saying you are again saying wrong, not Virat. Bumrah is the greatest player after Sachin. especially in this era where the entire game has been tilted in favor of batsmen. No, this point is well taken, and I think he'll be in the conversation. But you gotta, get our sentiments. When we talk about the player, it's always the batter. If you start looking at bowling, like Test cricket, you keep talking about Virat and Sachin and Dravid and whatever. But that way, Anil Kumble might just beat all of them in Test cricket. But we don't talk in that. But we just look at batters differently than bowlers.
Yeah,
I think just
because see, tomorrow if Hardik Pandya is fit, you will drop Mohammad Shami.
Yeah.
Will it happen for a batsman who's played so many or as many one-day internationals as Mohammad Shami has played? Picks up a 5-wicket haul, a batter gets 100, has played so many one-day internationals. Will you drop him?
No. For a young batter, you could do it. Ishan Kishan can be that guy. Manoj Tiwari can be that guy.
Bowlers getting dropped after performing well is nothing new. You dropped Kuldeep, you took
Shami happened even in 2019.
Yeah. That happened. Nilesh Yadav says England has been my favourite team, but what has happened to the attacking approach which Butler said during captain's meet? Were they overconfident? If you ask me, and maybe all of us have different, ask me, I think that is exactly their approach. They take their image so seriously that we have to be these trendsetters who have to bat in this aggressive fashion. You got to understand. Also, one thing is that style of batting works really well on those flat English, Australian, South African pitches where they're true pitches. The ball really comes onto the bat, and in Test cricket you get pitches which are tough to bat on there, but in one-day cricket now you start getting flat tracks there, which is why you see 300 plus or even 400 scored there very often. But those pitches work for this style of play. As soon as you come to Indian conditions where it's like a slightly double-paced, tricky pitch, sticky pitches, you need to have a different approach which they didn't come with. They just thought they'll play T20 style cricket. You can't. You have to have the balance, which India has. Was the coach. Yep. That's it. Don't mess with GPT.
I am just saying, it reminds me of, England are stuck in one gear, and that is only 7th gear. And it works well on those roads in Australia or wherever, if you look at it. Pakistan. But in India, if you go on 7th gear in these gaddas, you're bound to get an accident. And
you have to play in different gears here. Different situation, different gears.
England are not able to play in multiple gears, only one gear.
Suddenly all of their players are out of form exactly at the same time.
And also, I think you wanted to get Ben Stokes back also. Now it looks like it was desperate. They were not confident.
Yeah.
It was like how South Africa waited for AB de Villiers in 2019. Oh, will he come? Won't he come? Will he come? Won't he come? In the end, he didn't come. South Africa's campaign.
He was not picked.
He wasn't picked at
he
all.
made himself available.
Now just one tweet. Stokesy available. Okay. He's in.
But Stokes, you will not say that he is responsible for this mess that England are in. But then, because they haven't been able to get those kind of starts, and they've not. And to be very honest, their bowling unit, I think their bowling was always in conditions like these with no Jofra Archer. You need an express fast bowlers alongside Mark Ward, and pace in these conditions won't help you. What you were saying, just pace will not help you. So bowlers also, I think, have
to be
been
smart.
Taking a few comments, some interesting comments, not questions but good comments, so we'll bring them into the discussion. Sachin Kashyap points out, we were talking about good fielders from Pakistan. He says Salim Malik, Mohammad Hafiz, Shoaib Malik, Shadab, Fakar, Yunus Khan, Mohammad Yusuf, Shahid Afridi.
Safe fielders.
Mohammad Yusuf really was a good fielder.
Hafiz and Shoaib Malik, I would say.
Yunus Khan, yes, I agree.
Yunus also,
100 catches, not easy.
Yeah. So good, but good shout out there. Everyone wants to know when will that bad one half hour come. I don't want to discuss that now. Let's leave it. Not for now.
Maybe it's happened. Australia game.
No, maybe. Okay, Pawan is talking about, since we discussed Pakistan today, he says the big mistake not picking at Imad Wasim. Actually, there was a lot of criticism that came Pakistan's way. A lot of former cricketers had pointed out who's in supreme form in both bat and ball. But this is where you go to the whole
experience,
friendship, debate.
Plus, Imad's form tapered off after 2019. With both bat.
See, there was reason to take him out of the side. Siddharth's right. There was reason to take him out of the side.
Maybe he's talking about this current form. May have had a good PSL and so on.
He's been playing a few leagues here and there.
Sachin says that Pak players don't have much of money. They, so they have the same managers, same PR. Acha, no, they have enough managers
Making
there.
good money.
Please.
They're
They
eating
do.
8 kilo meat, yeah.
They all have. Please. Final question before we wrap up. This is from Akash Bhardwaj. He says, guys, if you want to pick one overseas player to to make him an Indian citizen, who will it be? All time.
All time.
AB or Vaughan or whatever. Chalo, let's pick.
No, if he's giving us a choice between AB or Vaughan, then I'll pick Shane Vaughan anyway.
No, or you can just pick anybody.
David Warner.
Acha, Shivam has gone with David Warner. So much of choice.
David Warner. I'm tempted to go with Brett Lee.
Maybe we have
Shakib?
Huh? Shakib. Eventually, when he retires, he will be one of the greatest all-rounders.
He will be. Clearly, Bangladesh's greatest player.
I think India have always had so many great players. I'll go with Shane Warne here. I would want to see a Shane Warne, that kind of a character, because Indian team or Indian teams over the years have had very good players. Maybe not a character like Shane Warne.
Wasim Akram.
Yeah, I was thinking of it. One good shout. I was thinking the same.
Wasim, imagine in the 90s you're saying Pakistan's bowlers and India's batters. We would have dominated the world. An unprecedented domination.
I will pick one of my favorites, Survive. I would take him.
Yeah.
Greatest of them all.
Imagine.
The original king.
Yeah. Second option in this modern era, Kane Williamson.
Shane Warne, although I think Shane Warne, the day he'll get his citizenship, next day he'll lose it also.
That is true. That is true.
Good one.
True.
That is true. On that note, thank you so much for giving us company on this edition of the Dugout. Enjoy the World Cup. One big defeat coming.
One more big defeat and one more one-sided match
Coming up. So hopefully we'll have some good games coming up in the future.
Yeah, from day after you're getting good games.
We thought this week will be very good.
27th onwards,
This
you're getting
week.
good
Tomorrow could be another one-sided game, even more than this one.
Yeah.
But who knows?
games. Day after also rather a mixed game. England, Sri Lanka. 27th onwards, you're getting good games. Pakistan,
27, 28, 29.
Pakistan, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand, India, England. That's all starting on 27th.
Chale?
Chalo.
Bye bye. See you. Vanakkam.
Nandri.
Good night.